Hello everybody, this is Burgback coming to you with another Starcraft 2 commentary. Today's matchup will have LiquidRet spawning as the blue Zerg in the upper right hand of the map, and his opponent will be Violet spawning as the red Zerg in the bottom right hand of the map. Again, this is a second game of Ret for the weekend. I've been doing some games from a replay pack that have had a lot of Team Liquid players on it, so I've been looking through that, and I might be showing a little bit more from that pack as I go on this month. This is January, of course, and I said in the last message, Happy New Year, everybody. A lot has gone on, and I really hope to see everybody this year as esports continues to grow. And, you know, a lot of players, just like Violet and Ret, are going to be working hard to make sure that does happen. So we go into the beginning here. This is my second ZvZ of the weekend, and you know, the last game we showcased here didn't really get too far into the tech trees. We saw a lot of just like roaches and Zerglings. We'll see if Violet and LiquidRet can change that up a little bit here, as we see, you know, they're pretty much building the same. They're both on 14 out of 18 right now supply. And, you know, they are spawning on the same side of the map. And they're going to be seeing each other very, very soon as the Overlords see each other in the air, the big Goodyear blimps for their teams, with their logos just going out there to have some fun. It looks like Violet going out for his expand and Ret going for basically the same amount here of time. They're basically right on time with each other, going for the same early builds for that early expand. Going for the gas here as well in Violet's base. Ret opting not to do that, so we're going to see, we might see Violet going a little bit more tech here early on than we do on Ret, but you know what, as I'm saying, that Ret deciding to go for that expand or that extractor, sorry, as well. And it looks like Violet going for his spawning pool. So we're going to start seeing some Zerglings. We'll probably see that that metabolic boost coming out for his Zerglings as well. And it looks like, you know, both of them just getting the eye in the skies here on both sides, not sending any kind of scouts. They already know, hey, we're already across from each other. We don't need to send too much out in the way of, oh, do you hear that wonderful, wonderful waterfall? I got distracted there. I'm sorry. As, you know, they are going to be seeing each other. They don't have to worry about anybody hitting them. We don't have queens out yet. Of course, those spawning pools not yet up, as just building drones and building overlords just to make sure that they can get their supply up and their economy up. And there we go, the metabolic boost coming down here for Violet, and we'll see if Ret will same thing now that he does have his extractor up. Of course, we are waiting for, there we go, the metabolic boost is coming up. We got a queen, two queens actually for Violet, so he is getting very spawn heavy as he's going for his queens, and so is Ret. So we'll see how that has to go here as well. Of course, remember, they are spawning on the same side of the map. They're not spawning diagonally, so they do have a little bit shorter of a run to go. They just have to go right down this ramp here and up the other ramp on the other side. And that's all they really need. Ret and Violet, all they need to do right now, keep an eye on each other. You know, these Overlords do a great job of scouting early on, especially on a map like this where, you know, they're both Zerg. They don't have a whole lot that can shoot up except for these queens. The queens can be a little dangerous there. And it looks like Spinecrawler coming out for Ret up on, yeah, here in this expansion, just to help keep back anything that would come in like Zerglings or anything like that. Of course, Ret hasn't seen anything. We do have some Zerglings coming in for Ret, though, into this expand. We do have a Spinecrawler coming up, but we do have 4 Zerglings already up here getting ready to do some kind of damage, and more Zerglings coming in. They will take out those initial Zerglings from Ret. Violet making sure that nothing's getting inside of his main base as of yet. So more Zerglings on the way. We do have 22 Zerglings for Violet coming in. I'm sorry, I just kind of like, I saw that number and went, wow, we're going that heavy early on, but we are going for a Baneling nest as well, so it looks like Violet getting ready to do some kind of dangerous play here with Banelings as soon as that is morphed in. Of course, Ret already having a Baneling nest down will be ready for anything that comes in his way. He will be able to blow that stuff up. Will he be stopping these Banelings from morphing in? It does not look like it. We do a Baneling up and down goes a good deal of units for Violet. Violet will be able to take out that queen, so that is a good move there from Violet, and Violet just coming in, getting a little bit more blood hungry here, as two of his Zerglings coming down here as well, and it looks like these drones doing a good job of taking these guys out. Doing some Banelings here as well, but these 2 Zerglings will be in here to definitely take out one, and he does cancel the other Baneling from being morphed. So Rhett doing a good job of being able to stop everything. He basically lost, you know, all of his units. Not all of his units, but all of his offensive units. And a queen. So he did lose a little bit there. And Rhett now starting to go on the offensive and get ready to go in here. We do have some Banelings here to defend and a queen. And more Banelings in production, morphing in as well. For Violet, as Rhett sees that and goes, you know what, we're not even going to mess with this. We're going to just stop. And Rhett having, I got to find this, Rhett doing a Spire right here. So he is going air. He's starting to say, you know what, we're going to get a little bit more advanced. I know I'm not going to get anywhere with this guy, with this ground army, so we're just going to change it up, as it looks like Rhett getting ready to go for a second expand, as Violet doing the same exact thing, and Rhett just seeing that, just walking by and seeing those Zerglings going for this 3rd base. And I don't think Violet hasn't seen that at all. Violet has not seen this expand up here at all. The Spire is a little over halfway done, so we're going to start seeing Rhett transition into air. Of course, he does have a nice little cache of money and gas right now, so he can start out with maybe 5 if he'd want. Munos just to get in there if you'd want to go air that way, or if he's looking at taking up really heavy, but of course we have to kind of wait for a transition for that, as an Evo chamber now coming up in the front for Violet, just kind of walling this off a little bit, making it a little bit smaller of a way for Rhett to get inside of his base. Now of course we do see that Rhett coming into this may do some kind of attack. These Banelings, I think a little too many of them popped there, but still doing a good job trying to get these Banelings to blow up prematurely, as you know, Rhett trying to make the most of his offense here by making sure that Violet can't play defense as well. And of course, just tagging these guys back and forth, the Zerglings just going forward and back, just waiting for these guys to reinforce his army, and we have a lot of Zerglings just going back and forth here, and this Spinecrawler not taking any damage, getting 3 kills out of this so far, as these guys just pulling their units inward and outward. Violet, of course, going in with a Spore Claw. I'm not sure if he saw... He did see that. Oh, wow. Violet getting a good read on that. And now going in and going after some Overlords. We're going to see Violet's supply count go down a little bit here as these guys are getting taken out. Yeah, down to 94. He's lost about 10 supply now, max, as he starts coming in here. Going to be going after that Queen, but it's definitely going to be able to go after these Overlords. And we do have some fungal growth going down on these Mutas, as these Infestors doing a really good job of keeping them in place, as it looks like these guys might be... Yeah, he is going to lose these Mutas. With that fungal growth. Really good job there by Violet being able to defend that, as only 3 Mutas are able to come back into the fray for Rhett. And I'm not sure if Violet should be keeping these Overlords by his base. That's kind of a little odd placement there. But it looks like Rhett just kind of fortifying the mid here, just going to see what he can do, as of course these Infestors now starting to come through up to the midfield. And it looks like Violet going for an expand somewhere else possibly, as these guys coming in here and seeing there is no destructible rocks being taken down yet. They are still up, and it looks like Violet starting to get ready for his offensive play, as these Zerglings starting to come up. And of course Violet will see that, and it looks like Violet's eyeing this expand up at the top here, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to even get to that yet. We do have observers up here, the Overseer being able to see those units, and it looks like Violet getting ready to just do a little bit of damage here, but of course Violet is spotted down here on this expand. And it looks like we are going to be looking at this expand possibly going down if Rhett can't get it, or if Violet can't get in there. But of course, Violet attacking, going for the attack up north here, going to be taking out that Queen. All of these drones getting moved out of here as these Zerglings doing what they can. This expand going down, of course. And it looks like units... Oh, the Infestors come up here with Infested Terrans, going to be taking out this base more than likely if Rhett doesn't pay attention there. But of course, look at all these Infestors just getting out of there and forcing Rhett basically to pull back, as we see these Roaches coming in here. Of course, the Zerglings up here getting taken care of. And these Infestors just kind of moving away. Oh, they get up at the wrong time! Oh, I wonder if Rhett even saw that. Oh my goodness. And this base surviving, amazingly enough, those infested Terrans going down before this base was even being able to go down. So what does Rhett decide to do? He says, you know what, we're going to come back and counter. We're seeing Violet going after these destructible rocks, and the Zergling's going, no! Oh, yes, there we go. Taking down those rocks. He knows if he can defend that, you know, at least get in there with his expand, he should be good to go. And Violet coming back in with his infestors, going to see if he can do any kind of damage with his infestors. Look at all these infestors. Oh my goodness, now getting up, trying to fungal growth those units. And that poor drone. Oh, poor drone as it tries to go up there. And it looks like this drone just trying to run away as well, trying to make a base somewhere. And it looks like Rhett is going to have to start searching, at least in his mind. He'll probably be searching out and trying to see if there's any other base anywhere else, just because of where that drone was going initially. And Violet now sending up his Zerg, sorry, with the infestors. And again, Rhett just kind of searching, seeing if there's any kind of expand. But now, of course, this expand for Violet coming out. And it looks like Violet just kind of holding tight, you know, trying to get ready and do some kind of battle. You know, try to hit Rhett where it can hurt, like this expand here. We can see that he's almost mined out here, and not really mined out in this expand, but the Zergling's coming up, trying to just do a little bit of a touchy-feely with these roaches, just to kind of get a feel of what the army is inside this base. But of course, we also have Hydras in here, and the fungal growth coming down on all these units. We see the HP, and we see a bunch of infested Terrans coming down for Violet. Violet trying to run out there, but of course the observers, the Overseer is here and can see what's going on, and the one up in the front, of course. That's the main one, just seeing what was going on. And those roaches doing a good job of getting hit. Look at that! Oh my goodness! All those roaches dying to the wrath of these infestors. Of course, infestors trying to run, but of course these Overseers, who are at the back of the pack, could be at the front of the pack, doing a little bit better of a job there for Rhett. And Rhett just kind of backing off, not trying to do too much, because he knows if he gets out of place, this could be the end of, you know, expansion, and you know, one could be open. And we look at the difference in army size right now, 174 to 115. We see that Rhett is definitely in a lead here, as Violet trying to re-catch up to what he was formed. You know, just going infestors. That's pretty much all we're seeing is infestors and Zerglings going for a little bit more ground armor here. But that's pretty much it. As we look at these battles here, you know, the infested Terrans coming up, trying to keep them off. But again, these Overseers up here doing a fantastic job of seeing these infestors when they're down in the ground. And again, we see the difference. Almost a max army here for Rhett, as Rhett started going after these infestors. Infestors doing a great job of running away, so to speak, underground. But it looks like Rhett's ready. He goes, you know what? We're just going to go down to Violet's base and start massacring what we can. We do have these roaches up here, seeing that Violet is starting to go up into Rhett's base, but Rhett doesn't even care. He's going down south. We do have a bunch of Zerglings, more Zerglings even going up into Rhett's base. Rhett having a good bunch of roaches in the back here, Stead, that he knows he's going to be able to defend with. And it looks like, oh, good fungal growth there, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Violet to stop Rhett's wrath here as he starts going into this main expand. It looks like this expand is going to be going down. These roaches just kind of sitting there doing nothing right now. As inside Rhett's base, we do have these Zerglings here, but that's not going to be enough to get rid of those roaches, I don't believe. As we do have a couple more infestors coming in here, and we have infestors again for Violet. But again, I don't think this is going to be enough, as Violet is not able to multitask this much to be able to save these infestors that were up here. And again, these roaches for Rhett just staying up, and down goes the other hatch. And it looks like this should be a GG for Violet anytime now, as we're going in here. Of course, these infested Terrans doing what they can to deal some damage. And there's a GG from Violet. So a really interesting game, you know, a little bit of a change there. Rhett going a little air just to get Violet off of his game a little bit, coming in with those mutas, being able to do a little bit of damage. But of course, he was able to see that. He did spot that, so he did have, you know, some spore crawlers up there to deter those mutas from coming around, and he did have the infestors. He was transitioning into infestors. So that forced, of course, Rhett to change into the Hydraless mix, which really, for a ground army, this Roach in the front, Hydras in the back, you know, with that extended spine spitting capability, was able to really do well against what Violet had to offer in his own base. So congrats to Rhett for winning this, and if you guys like this, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you did like this game, also please make sure to subscribe. I am trying to get as many videos out as possible, and leave some comments down below. I always love feedback from my viewers. And again, like I said, this is a new year. We're going to try and get as much content out this year as possible, and we'll see you guys next time.